Hello everybody, I'm trapped in a locker, so let's complete another challenge for Bloons Tower Defense 6. Today we'll be doing Chimps mode with Dartlings and the hero Sada. Here are the rules on screen now if you want to pause and take a look at them. And this is also the second challenge where we have had to allot for another tower, a plain 000 bomb shooter for popping those pesky leads on round 30, because apparently you just can't get Hydro rocket pods in time, and Sada's ability can only really help with around 28. So overall, there's not really much to say in regards to strategy for this challenge. Um, it's the basic rules of we're going to try and get all three paths if we can, and I think the main strategy would just be to get a MAD and rely on Sada for extra Saram cleanup. As you see, we're trying to get the Dartling Gunner in the place where he's supposed to go for the Prince of Darkness and Ray of Doom 2TC. And I think we got it pretty well. It's not going to matter right now because we don't have the focused firing to keep the firing in a straight line. And we get the bomb shooter here, which will help us out with all those leads that we'll have a problem with. And then it's just smooth sailing just to get all the rest of them. Okay, so we got the Hydro Rocket Pods before round 40, and that makes round 40 so much easier. I chose to go for the Pierce instead of the Focused Firing, because on a line with this many straightaways, it's better to have the Pierce than the Focused Firing from the Rocket Storm later on. That way you can deal more damage to more blimps as you go instead of just relying solely on the ability. Alright, now that we have all three tier 5s, as you guys just saw, the Moabs are a complete piece of cake. So we shouldn't really struggle with anything for a little bit. I am still kind of worried about round 63, but, you know, that's kind of the first truly hard round in the entire game. So it's only normal to be worried about it. A little bit of micromanaging to make sure we take full effect of the plasma accelerator. And with the Plasma Accelerator and Rocket Storm, you can see 63 is not really much of an issue. So we're going to be saving up to get the MAD, because I want the MAD first, given how densely packed some of the rounds in the 70s and 80s are going to wind up being. That way we don't have to worry too much about being on round 95 and not having the MAD and only having like the balloon exclusion zone, or the BES rather. I'm honestly surprised we're doing so well without a tier 5, but I think it's just the fact of the map we're on takes full advantage of the Dartling gunner. I originally tried to do this on the end of the road map. I'll throw up on a picture here in a second, but it was unbelievably difficult because of how that map is just set up. I thought it would be like, oh, just set down the Dartling gunners and take advantage of the straight lines. It was not that simple. It was not. And now we start to fall behind and have our first death of the run. Mostly just because I was not microing the Dartling gunners properly. And that's basically the only reason we died there. And the only reason we didn't die there was sheer dumb luck. And now we have the MAD that'll make this so much easier. I'm going to shoot for getting the BES because that's the only other tier 5 we can get. The Ray of Doom is just too expensive to try and get with all the other tier 5s. Once again, sheer dumb luck pulls its weight for this run, because there's no reason we should have survived that. Once again, another round that really wants to raise my blood pressure because we were pulling it very close there. And we reach our first death to round 98. that shouldn't really be a surprise. I've actually struggled a lot with 98 in some of these other videos, and I think it takes me a little bit to get past it this time, but I don't think we're going to be able to get the BES right now, because we are starting to lag behind, and we could use a little bit more of the knockback from the tier 4. I'm forgetting what it's called off the top of my head. So my plan for this round was trying to micro both the tier 4 bottom path and the mad, and see if I could benefit from both the knockback and the mad damage, and we'll just have to see if that works, I guess. Man, that is a rush of ceramics right there. I'm not surprised we lost. So my plan here was to benefit from the borderline infinite pierce of the plasma accelerator and the knockback of the balloon area denial system, which is apparently what that's called. That is a mouthful. And we'll just have to see if that works. Alright, we're going in for a round 2 on that same strat, because that was kind of crappy way to lose there. Wow, it's a good thing Sada's really good at Ceram cleanup, otherwise that would have been a mess. And with that, we reach the final stretch of the run with round 99 and 100. So you can tell by the money that it is possible to get at least the MAD and the BES, but given how dense the 90s are, simply relying on the MAD is not going to work at all. So there's not much I can say in terms of optimizing this run. Maybe if there's another map with better straight lines you could take advantage of, but I couldn't possibly think of one off the top of my head right now. With all that said, next video we actually start the Magic Monkeys, so stay tuned if you want to see that.